All right, hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is, I may be homeless, but my name is Shelby. Um, so I'm about ready to post up another video I just finished. So I wanted to say something before I begin today. Today I want to talk about why I'm doing this. But before I begin, I want to just make a note real quick. I got to take one video down and edit it. If I use names that I don't want in the videos, you will see a cut. I'm not going to go through a lot of time to make it look pretty. So you might see this in this video. I hope not. But other than that, these are just raw footage. I'm not going to do any editing. No, very little, if any. So I wanted to say that, and then go ahead and get into this. I hope I have enough battery life for this. I really love this spot where I'm at. I want to say that first and foremost. This is a beautiful land that we live in. And forgive me my voice. I was just speaking with a couple that are out here that are also homeless. And that's why I'm doing this. To go back, and I'm doing the new format. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had to turn my camera, even though I'm the senior system admin. All right, okay, should have known. But if I go back to a few years ago, even when I was married, I wanted to do the whole YouTube video game thing and try to see if I could make money off of that so that I could stop working, because I hated working. It was stressful. It is what led me to having numerous panic attacks. The work that I was doing on call 24/7, literally for years, for one system. I managed it completely. But anyway, what I wanted to do was take some videos that I had made that I thought were great playthroughs, great action, or things like that. And well, I said I wouldn't be cutting video, and then of course I have to relight a cigarette and pause it. But yeah, so I wanted to post these videos, you know, that you can make on your PS4, and have them posted online to see if I could make a living out of it. Because there are so many people out there doing that. I'll give a shout out. One of my favorites that, at least for one of the games that I wanted to do, was Red Dead Redemption 2. And there's a guy out there called the Rad Brad, and he makes a lot of money doing this. And he is great at it. He's got a great voice. He's funny sometimes. And yeah, and so I watched his whole playthrough of that while I was getting into that game kind of late. And I had actually, throughout my playthrough, found a lot of secrets that nobody else had posted anything online about. And so I wanted to post those. And well, that and, you know, another one of my favorites, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And so I had always wanted to do those kinds of videos, and I never got a chance to. I mean, very little, but I mean, you can check out my other channel. It's Slick Papa. That's Slick_Papa. But yeah, there's so many people out there doing it that I wanted to do it too. And then I became homeless. And well, that was out the window. Although when I was in the hotel, I actually made some videos that I posted, and they got they got a few clicks, and that was exciting for me. And then when I wound up back out here, I might stay here for a bit. My idea was, with my then girlfriend and I living out here, we spent so much time just having fun, joking around, talking about some genius stuff. And I had always wanted to post it because I knew that, not because of me, but because of how funny some of the stuff was. And we recorded some of it, and we rewatched it, you know, next day, right? And it was good stuff. So, but I didn't get a chance to do that. I didn't get a chance to do that. And that idea kind of went away. Until I came back out here the other day. And I realized, you know what, I am going to do this. I have big plans. I've already said that. And part of those big plans suddenly became actually starting one of these vlogs or a YouTube channel with content rather. And this vlog specifically about homelessness and the things that people go through and what life is like. That's what I want to do with this vlog, is bring awareness to what life is like out here for people who are living on the street or in shelters, or even just people who suffer, you know, maybe like day to day. Maybe that we have a lot more in common than we think. And that's very important to me. And it's very important to me to see people treating people well and helping each other. Always has. Sorry, it's a rolly, something I learned out here. And they don't stay lit very well. But yeah, since I've been out here, I have learned so many different life skills that I never had. When I was facing homelessness, every time, I thought I was going to wind up on the streets and be dead within maybe a month. And that didn't happen. It does happen, unfortunately. Some people wind up on the streets and you don't usually hear about it on the news, but in the homeless community you hear about it. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get choked up. But that's some of the stuff that people have to deal with or be worried about all the time for some reason. And that's just wrong. And it's usually, unfortunately, perpetrators that are also either homeless or poor. Or maybe drug dealers and that like that still exist. Just because marijuana is legal doesn't mean drug dealers are not still out there peddling some really nasty stuff that people shouldn't be on. And they get on it and maybe they can't pay. And then maybe they hurt somebody that's close to them. Or maybe somebody that's close to them that is on the street is further down the rabbit hole, like I like that term, than they are. And maybe they're with somebody who's really not good for them. Maybe they're on the street, maybe they're not. And then maybe they might wind up in either overdosing or beat up, raped. I have at least more than once, living in the shelters, unfortunately, spotted instances where that was about to come about. And I tried to put a stop to it. I put a stop to it one time. There's nothing I could do about it. The other time, it was more hearsay. But that happens to people. I know people that have been on the street since they were 15. I'm 44. Just turned 44. I guess I was 43 at the time. I know couples, married couples. I know couples who are pretty much on the way out. As my girlfriend and I were, like, almost constantly. And it just wasn't a good relationship, unfortunately. I mean, it was and it wasn't, and it was and it wasn't. And that I don't want to live like that. I had a relationship like that for not too many years. I won't say that, because truth be told, I had a perfect marriage, and I ruined it. And that's wrong of me, but that's why I'm here. Part of the reason why I'm here today. I refused to change for many, many, many years. And now that I have changed, and I thank God that I've had this opportunity, because, yes, I changed last year thanks to my son, but I still had problems. I still have problems. Still having issues trying to keep communication going with a couple of my boys. The other two won't talk to me. One of them has had the whole transgender thing pushed on him, which is wrong. That stuff should not be in our school systems. Children don't need to be confused like that. And it shouldn't be on stuff that they have access to on the internet. Not that we can do anything about that except as parents. And unfortunately, I haven't been around for a long time, so single mother trying to take care of boys, they're going to try to find whatever they can find on the internet to try to make themselves feel better. And that's one of my sons. The other, yeah, so it's all walks and variety here. And I am short enough here that I remember how I thought about homeless people. Geez, Lord, take care of yourself. What are you doing to yourself? I mean, how many people look at homeless people like that? It's unacceptable. Dirty. That housing that I was in, when I left, I already told you, I was pissed that I was getting kicked out because I hadn't used. I promised I wouldn't. But I don't need them. But I was pissed because on my way out, I had to tell that man that what he said about homeless people being dirty and disease-ridden and all of that stuff, whether it's true or not, and I can tell you in a lot of cases it is not. I'm clean. Look at me. I will be growing a very thick beard here that I don't like to shave when I don't have adequate facilities to do so. And yeah, there's just a lot on the streets that people don't understand. Even though you see it in Hollywood movies all the time, we all pretend like it's not that bad. It can be. And I want to bring awareness to that. What I want to do with this video is, I love to sing. I think I'm going to probably sing on this vlog a little bit. And thanks to COVID, I have actually, I believe, a good singing voice. I've had people tell me that since COVID. But I've always loved to sing. And I feel comfortable in front of this camera and in front of the world seeing me for who I am. I'm not saying I have nothing to be ashamed of, but I'm not ashamed of anything. But I also want to, I'm going to interview people, real people on the streets. It's going to be a variety of people. I'm hoping to get people who are at their last rung. And people, and I know I can find them, and I just met two out here at this creek. And they seem like wonderful people. He's a vet, and he came back, I think he said after 5 years, maybe it was longer, 6, maybe, well, I'll find out, and came back to being homeless. And they have 3 kids. I didn't bother to ask. I don't want to know. Children on the street, I've seen it. Families in and out of the shelters with 2 or 3 little babies. Fortunately, they get their own room. But if there isn't a room, they get turned away. And that's not right. And the counties can do something about that. And the counties refuse to do anything about it. They're doing it now because there's all this funding for COVID. And they're worried that the homeless population is going to spread it madly and wildly. And to be honest, I believe we already have. I know 2 people personally that had it. And if they had quarantine facilities for people who had mild illnesses, like a cold, to keep that from spreading around, because that's miserable. It just goes in a cycle. It did last winter. I got it twice before I caught COVID. It was just a cycle. I got better. Actually, I get better from being sick, except for that, rather quickly now, so it wasn't too bad, but it just kept coming around. And things can be done about this. Things can be done about all of this. And it doesn't have to be, $1 million plans. it has to involve volunteers and community support. It has to, the people who are living on the streets have to be able to accept it, for one. There's so much paranoia on the streets. You have so many people that have had things stolen from them, whether that's my coffee canister or somebody's dog. Bicycles, that's the number one thing. I lock my bike every time. I knew better coming into this. But other people, you still get your seat stolen. Maybe your tires, you forgot to lock up a tire. Maybe they strip the whole thing down and wait for you to give up so that they can come back and get it later. A lot of bad things happen on the street to a lot of good people. And I want to bring awareness to that. And that is the real reason why I am doing this blog. I just gave you a few examples. This life seems so much longer than life living in a home, because you have so much that happens to you on a daily basis that you could write a novel every week and it would be a bestseller. I actually have a book idea about living on the streets, and I think I'm actually going to save that for here actually. That way more people can have access to it. It's called Rule Number 1. And I guess I decided earlier today that I was going to make that part of this vlog too. So look for my Rule Number 1 videos. And it's called, the book I wanted to be titled, Rule Number 1. A Guide for Homelessness and Everyday Life. Because a lot of these rules can actually be applied to your everyday lives. Everybody's. And I'm not kidding. One of my favorite ones is always know where your shit is. And I call it Rule Number 1 because at that point in time, that rule is number 1. It's the highest priority. You wish you knew where that thing was, and now you don't. Unfortunately, my favorite one is never trust anybody you meet the first time you meet them. And that time span can sometimes be extended for quite a long distance, time frame, I have found. But that doesn't mean you don't work with people. That doesn't mean you don't learn to trust certain people. I don't expect anybody to trust me when I first walk up to them. But I think I'm trustworthy. I think I have a lot of friends from the shelters that I keep in contact with. And I have a lot of friends, a lot of friends out here that I try to keep in contact with. I just met 7 of them in one day Saturday. And to look at us, most of us, you wouldn't even know it. And the handful that you can definitely tell, and don't get me wrong, sometimes, especially during the winter months or when it's raining and stuff, I definitely look like I'm homeless. See if I can get a wider shot. I've got nice clothes on. I tried to, like I said, I just shaved. I would like to shave more often when I'm out here, but it's irritating when you can't take a shower for a few days. All of a sudden now your skin's broken out. But what was I saying? But yeah, so stuff like that happens. And then on the other side, there's a lot of good that we see on the streets between people, homeless people and the volunteers. And I want to bring light to that kind of work as well. And so I'm going to be doing that. I'm sorry, I was talking about my Rule Number 1. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that here as well. And then also interviews. I'm going to interview people. I will get their permission first. After that, it's all mine. And however the interview goes, I'm going to use it. I'm going to interview people that are, like I said, at the bottom rung, and the people that are at the top. People that have dreams and goals, and whether or not they want to get off the street or not, are living a good life. And that will be it. And I hope you enjoy this channel. I hope you learn something from it. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm hoping to make some money off this, but I also want it to be shared. I want some of this stuff to be #1 trending on YouTube, so that people know, because there's such a stigma that we have to get rid of. And I really think and hope that this helps. And if you do like this, or even if you don't like this, please share it. Because who knows, the person that you share it with might like it. And maybe they might like and subscribe. Or if you downvote me, tell me why. If you upvote me, tell me why. Tell me what you thought was good about it, bad about it. This is a learning. I would like this to be a conversation. I will try to respond to some. Some of them I just might give a thumbs up. Yeah, so there it is. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I had a great day. I woke up brokenhearted. I won't say her name, but she knows who she is. It's all right. She's a wonderful person. I would still love to be her friend. A woman that worked at the shelters. But I woke up brokenhearted. Within 2 minutes, I was like, no, you know what? This is going to be a good day. I have work to do. I've got my vlog to work on, and now I think I know how to get these videos out quickly. So this will be my last full day doing all that kind of prep work. And then I'll hopefully soon be working here and doing this. Yeah, and I hope you stay tuned. And thank you. And as always, take care and have a great day. Goodbye.